Hello, friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea. You know that. I'm pretty sure I know that. And this is another episode of why don't these big influencers just stop? Just stop. Just stop it. It's really not that hard. If you can't tell already, let's be honest, you already know because the title of this video, Shane Dawson is at it again. At it again. In the midst of Shane Dawson's return, his triumphant comeback, he's not only re-platforming, but hiring and working with a known, alleged, not like convicted, but alleged and accused groomer. You might be thinking, but Chelsea, Shane Dawson hasn't worked with James Charles. Again, you're not wrong. I mean, as far as we know. But what he has done is started working again, according to his own social media, started working with Destery Smith. Now, if you don't know who that is, and if you are not a fan of Shane Dawson's YouTube channel, you probably don't remember this guy. Some of us, unfortunately, were pretty big, not big fans, but like fans of Shane Dawson and his content. I definitely was before I, grew up and realized how annoying he is. However, there would be times where you'd click on a Shane Dawson video and then this guy would pop up and you'd be like, what? I just got bamboozled. Why are you on this channel? What are you doing? What are you doing? And what is that hair? And why do you still have that hair? Now, it's probably no surprise to you, but when it comes to cancel culture and all that, I definitely don't agree with that. Not that I don't believe in it, because it is a thing, it exists. I don't agree with cancel culture, the mob mentality, things like that. I think that we do need to, yes, hold people accountable. And then I also do believe that you don't have to accept people's apologies. You don't have to do that. There's a right and wrong way to go around giving an apology. And your behavior afterwards as well says even more. However, two things. If we actually want people to do better, we, kind of do have to give them grace after an apology, whatever, after and if they acknowledge what they did was messed up, if they actually give a good apology and then, let them educate themselves and grow afterwards. Unfortunately, in the world of YouTube and social media, that doesn't really happen quite often. I know I said two things, but actually three things. Being canceled isn't possible unless you let it happen to yourself. For instance, people that will absolutely just not disappear. Jeffree Star, James Charles, Keemstar, Def Noodles, for the love of God, log off, go away. These are all just people that I find annoying, but they've refused to let themselves be canceled. Shane Dawson, however, did take like two and a half years off from social media, basically, and kind of, allowed himself to be canceled. But now more recently, he's been, making jokes about him being canceled. Don't get me wrong. You can definitely joke about your, past mistakes, your past trauma, your past, things that have happened to you. And it can come across as, all of us like laughing together about it and like self-deprecating and being like, oh my God, I was so dumb. Like, can you believe I did that? I can't either. We've grown, we've moved past it. But in Shane Dawson's case, it comes across, in my opinion, as him kind of making fun of the people who canceled him, kind of, or like the whole phenomenon as it happened, and kind of like not taking it seriously. And I don't agree with digging things up from years and years and years ago. However, more so, I feel like it was, and of course, this is just an opinion piece. You can have your own opinion. Go for it. But the thing is that it does seem like, yes, things were dug up from years and years ago with Shane Dawson and brought to light, but then really like not only that, but a few other things that had happened and how he responded to those things that were brought to light, that didn't help. That did not help. And so he really canceled himself, in my opinion. Now, Shane Dawson can all day long say, oh, I'm coming back with a 3-part series, a documentary, whatever. And it looks like it's going to be with Jeffree Star. And it's like, Shane, did you not learn? Like, surrounding yourself with shitty people like this is not helpful to you. And it's kind of what got you in this mess in the first place, really. Not that he would ever watch this, but Shane, if you would put out a series covering like the back end business. No. The behind the scenes like of YouTubers or influencers like business, that would be so cool. Like if it was actually a like series about how Jeffree Star moved away, like from, you know, LA and started a yak ranch, like I actually would probably watch that. Or like, I don't know, just it's stuff like that that goes on behind the scenes that like, yeah, people would actually love to see. And maybe that creator themselves like doesn't feel comfortable like showing the behind the scenes stuff because that can be kind of cringy sometimes. But if someone else does it and like highlights it, like that could be cool, not only for the viewer to see, but then also from the aspect of like good for that influencer or creator's business or whatever. That could be kind of cool. However, it's most likely not going to be that. It's going to be him walking into random rooms and being like, "Oh my gosh, sir, all you did was walk into a warehouse. This man owns a merch company. You don't think he owned a warehouse?" Like, it's most likely just going to be the same type of BS that got him into these types of situations and people not liking him or his content and led to him being canceled in general. But why I brought up all of that and, you know, this pattern of behavior, and then also the Destery guy and his 2003 hair, is because Shane posted a picture saying that this person is going to, is because Shane posted a picture saying that this guy is editing a podcast episode or working with him or whatever. And it's just like, you could have not posted that. You absolutely could have not posted that. But now everyone knows that you're working with him. So I feel like it just shows a pattern of behavior that just shows that he is just not self-aware, lacks all self-awareness, and can't see like, oh, hey, this guy's actually an alleged groomer, and when he was of a certain age was communicating privately with fans and allegedly asking them for nudes. And there are a lot of allegations against him regarding that type of behavior. And again, the reason why I brought up, you know, how I don't necessarily agree with like bringing up stuff that's from forever ago. Of course, yes, you need to be held accountable for your actions, especially if you never were. Absolutely, for sure. But I brought that up because that's not the case here. These allegations, you know, didn't happen 20 years ago. These allegations happened like within the past 2 to 3 years. And then allegedly they continued to happen. So it is baffling to me that on both sides, this pattern of behavior continues. What is Shane Dawson doing? As someone who was previously hailed as the king of YouTube and one of the most popular creators on the platform, who has pivoted so many times, successfully, might I add, who has done multiple forms of media, of, you know, types, genres, and types of content, again, successfully. If you're publicly associating with these certain people who have these types of allegations against them, again, recent allegations, and who can't apologize for anything properly and can't really debunk or, I mean, rebuttal in anything that is brought against them, then what are you doing behind closed doors? Yikes. I've said this a million times, but we need to stop making shitty people famous. We have to stop making shitty people famous. I don't want to be like, it's our fault, but isn't it? Think about James Corden. He's famous and he's the worst. He's not a good person, in my opinion, at all. Shane Dawson has not learned from his mistakes, has not learned from his cancellation, and continues to make these weird jokes. Not as bad as previously, of course, I hope. But it is interesting that in Destery's non-apology video, honestly, that he even said in his video that these types of jokes, that's just his humor. And he's going to continue making these jokes. Now, yes, I do agree to a certain extent that like comedians should have, you know, some semblance of creative freedom when it comes to actual comedy. But saying that Destery is a comedian is like saying that Deaf Noodles is a comedian. Neither of those statements are true. The shock and awe and raunchy type of attention-grabbing statements, those aren't jokes. A joke typically has a punchline, not something that just makes you go, ugh, that's not a joke. That's not comedy. That's you not knowing how to tell a story, you not understanding comedic timing, and just wanting to shock people with jokes about balls and nipples and humping your cat. So that's gross. We need to stop making these people famous. And for the love of God, do better. Yes, they need to do better, but again, it is a pattern of behavior. And I think these people, including Deaf Noodles and a James Corden and other people like that, have proved that they aren't going to do better over and over and over again. The pattern of behavior is the same. Look out for red flags. Stay spicy, which means stay assertive. Be your sexy self. Keep those boundaries up. Be selfish. It means really whatever you want it to mean. That says stay spicy, not stay sploy. But if you do want to be sploy, you can, because you can be whatever you want to be. So if your hair looks like Destery's, please change it immediately. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. Shane Dawson needs to get it together or get off the internet. Both of them should, in my opinion, actually. All right. See you in my next video. Goodbye.